let it all go, let it all go. No submission, this is 250. Greatness or death, this is how we roll. Before I'm laid to rest, I'll conquer the globe.
Welcome to the 250 Gemstones Exchange Podcast. This is episode 3, titled Chris Brown versus R.Kelly. This is a complete story, and here we go. I couldn't believe that Timberland said R.Kelly is the king of R&B. I'm like, well, like I said, is Chris Brown child liver. Chris Brown would see when you're talking about artists. I don't know if he's just talking about artists or the writing. Now, Chris Brown is a whole lot better in regards as a better performer than R. Kelly. He's a better singer than R. Kelly, and he's more versatile than R. Kelly. Let me look it up right now. Chris Brown genre. Let's look at this right here. Chris Brown's genres. R&B soul. So his main genre is R&B, like R. Kelly. Pop, jazz, and hip hop. In all four of these categories, Chris Brown is at the top tier. So when you say he's a king of R&B, I can look at it one way. Well, R. Kelly specifically only did 80% of his music was R&B, and the other 20% in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, he gravitated more to like hip hop and still making good jams, doing a lot of features with who's that? Cassidy, Keys to My Hotel, that was a hit. He did features with he actually had I think it was an album. Yeah, the album came out, him and Jay-Z. So he got into the hip hop world too. So R. Kelly is primarily R&B. Chris Brown's primarily R&B, but they have ventured out. But as far as versatility, Chris Brown supersedes R. Kelly. It's not even a debate. If you talk about, let's go to R. Kelly. R. Kelly genre. Let me get my facts right. Yeah, he's R&B. Primarily R&B. Now, even though R. Kelly did not write, even though R. Kelly didn't perform outside of R&B and hip hop, he wrote for pop, he wrote for jazz, he wrote for a variety of genres. He just never performed them. He's a great writer. He wrote for Mariah Carey, wrote for Michael Jackson. Let me see right here. Oh yeah, we about to dig deep in this thing. Let's see. R. Kelly wrote for Aaliyah, Michael Jackson, Ronald Isley. Who else? Casey and JoJo, Destiny's Child, Maxwell, Nick Cannon, Britney Spears, Benny Siegel. He wrote for Benny Siegel. Stevie Wonder. The man is a musical genius in, pertaining to writing, and he can play the instrument. Chris Brown doesn't play the instrument, so that's one for R. Kelly. Now, Chris Brown, let's see if he writes his songs. I believe he writes most of his songs, but I don't think he writes all of his songs. But I think he writes at least 80% of his songs. Let's see. We're going to dive deep into this, y'all. Talking about King. And I'm going to tell you why Chris Brown is the king. I was right. Chris Brown is heavily involved in the writing of a large portion of his music, and he has a number of writing credits on many of his tracks. Chris Brown has written and co-written songs for a number of other artists in addition to his own. Man. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, so not only did he write for other artists, he writes for himself, so they both write. Writing skills, I'm gonna have to give it to R. Kelly. Vocals, I'm gonna have to give it to Chris Brown. And here's why. I may sound a little biased. Like I said, R. Kelly is before my time, but I do listen to a lot of R. Kelly songs. He got a lot of great storytelling, a lot of great realistic scenarios. But he puts his in sequences. He puts his in like in the actual like chapters. Where Chris Brown, he just puts it out there and keep pushing. But if you vocally, who can sing better? Who can sing an R&B song better? I'ma have to say Chris Brown, because Chris Brown's range has more range than R. Kelly. R. Kelly has more of a deeper voice than Chris Brown. So when R. Kelly hit his high notes, it sounds more classical. When Chris Brown hits his high note, because his voice can go so high, it sounds more soulful. It's like you can just hear the soul coming out even at those higher octaves. Because I heard R. Kelly perform live and it was beautiful. I forgot what late night show, and he hit these notes, and he has so much control over his breathing and how the notes were coming out, rolling off his tongue. So it sounded so classical. But where Chris Brown hits it, it's like when you hear it, it's like in another dimension. It's like I said, the higher octaves, and he can go low and he can go high, he can hit the mids. And like the range, like I said, Chris Brown has far better range, and the uniqueness in Chris Brown's voice, so I'm gonna have to get the actual vocalist, Chris Brown. Songwriting, R. Kelly. Vocals, Chris Brown. Instruments, R. Kelly. Performing, if you want to pay money to see somebody perform, hands down, it's going to be R. Kelly. I mean, it's going to be Chris Brown. But if we will, even if we eliminate Chris Brown's dancing and we eliminate his pop songs and we only do his R&B songs, he will still be upper echelon, because he's made so many R&B songs that are just memorable. So many. So I'm gonna have to give, performance wise, even if we just talk about R&B, Chris Brown. Now we're gonna talk about body of work. Body of work. Let's see. Cause I like to do my research. I ain't gonna come out here just be out here just running his mouth. Oh yes, the body of work. R. Kelly's body of work. Here we go. 1993, 12 play. 98 R, 95 R. Kelly. TP2. Chocolate Factory 2003. The Best of Both Worlds 2002. Love Letter. That's the one out. Man, he sung so well on this one. Love Letter. A lot of people don't talk about this. As I said, I listen to music. I just don't. A lot of people just listen to the big songs and they just get up out of there. Just listen to the big songs and they just compare the big. No, I actually listen to the albums. TP2. I remember when I was a kid, I was listening to that one. Love Letter. That man, R. Kelly, sung his soul on that song, on that album. R. Kelly. Now he's talking a little bit hip hop. Double Up. 2013, Black Panties. Born into the 90s, 1992. TP3, Reloaded. Happy People, Untitled, The Buffet, Write Me Back, 12 Nights of Christmas, Unfinished Business, The Demo Tape, 12 Play, what's that, fourth quarter, 12 Play, fourth quarter, Trapped in the Closet. That was a classic too, Trapped in the Closet. The R&B Collection, Epic, The Essential of R.Kelly, The World's Greatest Hits, The Foreplay, My Diary, The Essential Isley Brothers. Those are all his albums. Now, Chris Brown. We're about to dive in deep, y'all. Chris Brown's albums. Let's get it in. Chris Brown. 2005, Chris Brown. 07, Exclusive. 09, Graffiti. 2011, Fame. 2012, Fortune. 2014, X. 2015, Fan of a Fan. 2015, Royalty. 2017, Heartbreak on the Full Moon. Classic. Like all these damn albums. 2019, Indigo. 2020, Slime and B. 2022, Breezy. I mean, just classic after classic after classic. That's 2, 3. So they roughly have the same amount. I thought he put out more albums than this. Hold on, let me just see. When you talking about albums, I'm talking about that Heartbreak on the Full Moon. That was just incredible project. It says Chris Brown has 10 studio albums and 9 mixtapes, 58 singles. So you talking about body of work. Let's see. Now, I believe R. Kelly gonna have more record sales. R. Kelly gonna have more record sales because back when he was coming up, records were in heavily. That's how that's not how the artists eat. That's how the music labels eat. Let's see. R. Kelly has sold over 40 million. Can't even say it. He has sold over 40 million records worldwide. 31 million in the United States, and another 2 million in the United Kingdom. R. Kelly's 12 plays sold over 6 million copies. Woo! So R. Kelly's at 40 million. See Chris Brown album sales. Now his should be significantly lower because, like I said, streaming came in most of Chris Brown's career. The whole music game changed. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see what's going on here. I want the total. Yeah, I think the streams are just through the roof. Okay, I'm looking for the entire. See, because he came up in streaming, his album sale numbers like all over the place. I'm just want to get it combined. Let me see. Wow. According to Sony Music Canada, Chris Brown sold over 30 million. So he's not that far behind. I thought it was way less. Wow. Chris Brown's, the best-selling album by Chris Brown is Exclusive, which sold over 4 over 4.5 million. Whoa! I just learned something new. Wow. Chris Brown sold 30. So that goes to show you, that proved my point again. So album sales, even though Chris Brown sold 30, R. Kelly sold 40, most of Chris Brown's career was digital sales and streams. Like they wasn't really pushing albums, especially like in the last 10, last 10 years, ain't nobody really buying albums like that. They just now starting to bring out the vinyls and stuff, but to have 30 million when most of your career is not even predicated on album sales, oh man, that's going to Chris Brown. That's another one for Chris Brown. And my final, hold on. Creativity. Now, looking at both, when you ask what is R. Kelly's biggest song, they're gonna say, I Believe I Can Fly. One of the main reasons is that I Believe I Can Fly was based off a mega movie, but it was predicated off a movie, Space Jam. It was a movie about pure inspiration and the love of doing something and going for it. Michael Jordan. And I Believe I Can Fly was the theme throughout the movie. And it was just so inspirational for the entire world because, as you know, Michael Jordan, it told the story of Michael Jordan. He got cut in high school, but he kept going for it. He really loved playing, but he really went for it. He trained and he trained and he trained. He made the high school junior team. Then he played senior year. Then he went to North Carolina. So in the movie, it shows his growth. And then with R. Kelly's voice, his soulful voice, and the music, I Believe I Can Fly. But here's the thing. When you ask, what is Chris Brown's biggest song? The immediate question is, which one? Ooh, I'm going to bring some truth. We're just talking about just Chris Brown's R&B song. Just his R&B songs. Which song is Chris Brown's biggest song? Well, you would have to say which one. So many. Now, to be honest, most of his pop. No, I can't even say his pop songs. I'm not. Yeah, his R&B, his hip hop song. He have mega hits in the hip hop world and mega hits in the R&B, mega hits in pop. But just in R&B, man, which one? And a lot of his best songs are not even on the radio. I'm talking about the real Chris Brown fans. This ain't no weenie rider. I'm just telling you what it is. When they say R. Kelly was his best song, they're gonna say Bump and Grind or I Believe I Can Fly. When you ask which is Chris Brown's biggest song, they're gonna ask which one. Classic after classic after classic. Creativity. Chris Brown, I'm gonna have to give that to Chris Brown again. Creativity, because like I said, he has mastered I say 3 genres. Now he's getting into the jazz. So beautiful. I mean, it's just beautiful music. Whereas R. Kelly, like I said, he came from an older generation. More instruments. If you look at R. Kelly, he's gonna give you more of that soulful in regards of not so much the voice, the instruments and the vibes is more of the traditional sound. So when you listen to R. Kelly, it's a more traditional, predictable R&B sound, but with his flavor and how he puts it together and his concepts, it makes it sound so good. And, and you can actually when he tell you about stories like one of my favorite songs is I Wish. I mean, is very simple song. The best songs are just a simple songs, but you actually saying something that's deeply rooted, is meaningful, and then you put a little melody to it. So is there a song equivalent to I Wish as far as like the hits that Chris Brown has made? I don't think so. He made so many songs, I gotta think back. No. Let me think. On the radio, but he have made this song called I Needed You. He wrote that song to his dad. That was one of the deepest Chris Brown. Like I said, I'm a real fan. I actually listen to the albums. Now, like I said, R. Kelly gonna give you more of the traditional sound, the pianos and the bass line. And but Chris Brown, when you hear his voice, like I said, is very unique. But when you hear I don't know who picks his beats, but his beats are it's just unique. You could tell it's a Chris Brown beat. It's uplifting, it's soothing, and it's just unique. The way the melodies are just unique. It's fun and youthful. Like I said, when you listen to Chris Brown, it's youthful, but it's still meaningful, and it can pierce through you. Whereas R. Kelly pierced through you by keeping it traditional and keeping it soulful and just overwhelming you with his talent and perspective. So creativity, if we're just going to talk about R&B, I'm going to say it is just R&B. We're not talking about Chris Brown, because if we talk about Chris Brown's entire body creativity, that's not even a question. He's far more creative than R. Kelly. But just R&B, I'm going to say it is I'm going to say it's a tie as far as creativity. Just in R&B, it's a tie. They're tied in creativity. If you talk about, now we're going to talk about, now this is just my opinion of mine. And you are welcome to your opinion, as you should. Think for yourself. Once you think for yourself, I'm just talking about when I listen to Chris Brown, I can never get bored. Like I said, because he's mastered all three genres, now he's tapping into jazz. But if we just talk about R&B, I can listen to the R&B, Chris Brown R&B all day, because like I said, his beats are so not upbeat like fast. They're upbeat for us. The melody, when you listen to a Chris Brown beat, and the way it makes you feel young. It makes you feel upbeat, far as like your spirit is upbeat. Like when you listen to a Chris Brown, it's just different when you listen to it. Let me find the word. For those, I'm trying to explain to a person, let's say they never listened to Chris Brown before. Chris Brown, when you listen to his R&B music, it sucks you into like a majestic realm. And in this realm, it's, like I said, it's youthful. It's direct with his voice and how the beats are made. It's always interesting and it's always intriguing, and it makes you stand still and really try to resonate with the song. It's because of the way it hits you from different angles. Like that song Heartbreak on the Full Moon. Heartbreak on the full moon. It's because of you. Oh, that's a beautiful song. Because of you. No, no, no. Oh, when you hear it, the beat just grabs. It's so smooth. It's so youthful. It's so intriguing. It's just, when you listen, you just gotta listen to it. It'll be like, I can listen to this all day long. The feelings I get when I listen to R. Kelly, R. Kelly has more of a R. Kelly is more of a, okay, I'll tell you the difference. R. Kelly shows you how to get out of situations. He guides you. In his songs, he guides you through situations. When no woman's fed up. Oh, that song. I put that song on repeat. When a woman's fed up, he's trying to tell y'all, the guys that's going through it, and for guys that may be potentially going through it, how to navigate through this and what signs to look for when going through these situations. Chris Brown's music, he's just telling you, Chris Brown is telling you what the situation is. and you can take it or leave it, pretty much. You know, he's telling you what he's going through. He doesn't really navigate. He doesn't really navigate his fans through, or the listener through the situation. He's telling you how he's navigating to it, and he kind of leaves it up to you on how you want to do it. You can follow him, or you just do your own thing, navigating through these love triangles, navigating through breakups, navigating. He's not going to tell you how to navigate. He's going to tell you how he's moving through it and how he's feeling about it. Whereas R. Kelly music kind of guides you through it. When a woman's fed up, oh man, and he's telling you what to expect from a woman when she's fed up. She's telling you, she's been giving you signs, the stories. So, before I get to the storytelling, how each song makes me feel. Like I said, I'm a little bit biased. I listen to more of Chris Brown, I'll be honest. So, how the songs make me feel, I'm going to say Chris Brown, only because the way the beats hit me as a listener. But it's not by a large margin. I love how R. Kelly songs make me feel when I listen to it, like the bumping, grinding, and happy people, and just make you feel good about it, make you want to move around. It's more like for the older crowd. He's more of like a teacher showing you youngsters how to do it. Where Chris Brown is showing you, he's telling you, I'm going through it, and this is how I'm going to figure it out. And he's just taking you on a journey how he's going to figure it out. So I'm going to give it to Chris Brown, but it's not by a large margin, it's by the slight edge. Now, storytelling. Chris Brown do a lot of storytelling, but on a large scale. I'm talking about his main songs. Let me think. The storytelling will go to R. Kelly. Storytelling will go to R. Kelly. So I'm gonna have to get that to R. Kelly. Trapped in the Closet. The Stories of Ron Isley. Contagious. I mean, that was just a classic. I mean, storytelling, breaking down the details. You're contagious. Touch me, baby. Give me all you got. I mean, oh man. I mean, classic. So let me write up the score. Let me see where I'm at. I got 3 more minutes, y'all. So let me get this score in for the last the last thing. Let's see. R. Kelly. And I say Chris. So talent level. We're gonna do talent level is gonna go to Chris Brown, because now I'm just talking R&B. Far as instruments and singing, so we do instruments first. That's gonna be R. Kelly. Far as vocals, it was gonna be Chris Brown. If we're talking about album sales, that's gonna go to Chris Brown, because he still managed to get 30 million in the time of streaming. That is phenomenal. I thought it was way less. Album sales. When you talk about storytelling, oh no, creativity is gonna go just R&B. If you talk about creativity, who did I give that to? Songwriting, that's gonna go to R. Kelly. So we got that. Instruments, Chris Brown, better singer. Album sales. Okay, how we gonna do this? Oh, baby. Okay, and then we got instruments, vocals, album sales. Who's the better writer? That's gonna go to R. Kelly. All right, and now we got creativity. That's gonna go to, who did I say? Just storytelling. That's gonna go to, no, creativity. No, that's gonna go to Chris Brown. Because like I said, if we did Chris Brown as an entire artist, it's not even close. It's not even close. So creativity, just R&B. And now we're gonna go to storytelling. That's Chris Brown. No, I'm sorry. That's R.Kelly. How the song make me feel, like just pure raw uniqueness. Chris Brown. All right. Let's see. Hold y'all over. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. What other category I'm missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think my last one was, who's the better performer? And that will go to Chris Brown as well. If we're just talking R&B, we're not talking about his pop songs. So, based off my list, Chris Brown tally is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 3. So like I said, Chris Brown is, we can argue, is the king of R&B. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Thanks for tuning in to the 250 Gemstones podcast. You guys have a good one.